WAW mobile water treatment system in extreme conditions. The system is designed for use in the civilian sector, including units of the Ministry of Internal Affairs, emergency services, kindergartens, schools, hospitals, public and residential facilities, bomb shelters, and more. It is also intended for military use, including battalions, headquarters, platoons, companies, and autonomous command centers. The system is designed to provide people with safe drinking water in extreme conditions, using any available water source that would normally be unfit for drinking, including rivers, lakes, streams, swamps, ponds, and other natural sources. It uses a domestic water purification and treatment technology that removes heavy metals, oxides, organic contaminants, microorganisms, dissolved toxic substances, including those in gaseous form, cadaveric toxins, chlorine compounds, radionuclides, and nitrates. It also produces health-supporting antioxidant water with an optimal salt balance, adjusted pH, a high content of free molecular hydrogen, and an electron-donating oxidation reduction potential. Depending on the quality of the source water, the system can produce from 500 to 1,500 liters of unique drinking water per day. The mobile water treatment system is supplied as a complete kit, which includes a carrying bag made of high-tech Cordura 800D nylon fabric, a water treatment and purification unit housed in a metal corpus, 1 or 2 autonomous power supply units depending on the modification, an intake hose for collecting source water, 2 hoses for clean water and wastewater outlet, a power supply unit for operating the system from a 220-volt electrical network, a charger for the power unit, a cable for powering the system directly from the battery unit, 2 sets of replaceable filter elements. Each set includes a 20-micron polypropylene cartridge, a carbon cartridge, a 1-micron polypropylene cartridge, and filling material for the zeolite cartridge. The kit also includes a TDS meter for measuring the total hardness of the source water, a disinfectant concentrate for disinfecting containers, a repair kit, and an instruction manual. External appearance and main components of the WAW mobile water treatment system. The purification unit is made in a metal housing. The left and right sides are covered with removable panels, each secured with 3 screws. These panels are intended for maintenance inspection and cartridge replacement. A connector for the pump power supply is mounted on the front wall of the housing. On the rear wall, there is a water inlet connection and an inspection window used to monitor water flow into the first cartridge and the level of its contamination. This serves as an indicator that maintenance is required. On the top of the housing, there are the system start button, connections for the clean water and wastewater tubes with valves, and the autonomous power supply unit. The power supply unit is housed in a metal case with a handle and a control panel on the top. The control panel contains 2 connectors that supply power to 1 or 2 systems and are also used for connecting the charger. There is also a display button and a screen that shows the battery charge or discharge status. Commissioning the WAW mobile water treatment system. Using the TDS meter, measure the total hardness of the water planned for use in the system. Turn on the TDS meter and immerse it in the water up to the mark indicated on the device. Normal system operation is designed for source water with a total hardness of no more than 1,500 parts per million. Using the system with higher values does not affect the quality of the drinking water at the output, but it will reduce the processing speed and shorten the service life of the filter elements. Take the white 8mm hose, which has a primary filter on one end, and connect the other end to the water inlet connection on the system, located on the rear wall of the purification unit, and marked source water. Place the filtered end of the hose into the water source or container so that the primary filter is fully submerged. We recommend avoiding submersion in silt, as this may quickly contaminate the filter walls and obstruct the flow of water into the system. Take the yellow hose and connect it to the wastewater outlet on the top of the purification unit. Direct the other end to a designated area or prepared container for draining wastewater after treatment. Take the blue hose and connect it to the drinking water outlet on the top of the purification unit. Temporarily direct the other end to a designated area or prepared container for draining wastewater. Open the clean water and wastewater valves. When opening the drinking water valve, accumulated free hydrogen exits the system under pressure, so we recommend opening this valve slowly. Connect the purification and treatment unit to a power source. If a 220-volt power source is available, connect the power supply unit to the connector on the front panel of the system, labeled Pump Power Supply. Plug it into a socket. If no power source is available, connect the system to the autonomous battery using the connection cable. Connect one end to the connector on the front panel labeled Pump Power Supply and the other end to one of the connectors on the battery control panel. We remind you that the autonomous operation time of the system with one such battery is up to 36 hours. The battery charge level can be monitored on the display by pressing the indicator button located on the control panel. Now the system is ready for operation. To obtain drinking water, turn on the system by pressing the button on the top of the unit. The button will light up when activated. Now wait until the system fills with the required volume of water, approximately 5 liters, and begins the purification and treatment process. A steady flow of water should come from the yellow and blue hoses in a ratio of approximately 30% clean water and 70% wastewater. This ratio may vary depending on the level of contamination of the input water. If there is a sufficient amount of water, such as a river, lake, or well, it is recommended to discharge the wastewater back into the source or another designated place. This reduces the load on the filtration elements and extends their service life. If there is not enough water, return the wastewater into a container for reprocessing. In this case, up to 90% drinking water can be obtained, and 10% wastewater will remain, which must be disposed of and must not be passed through the system again. It is mandatory to discharge 2 to 3 liters of drinking water before consumption when starting the system for the first time, or if the system has not been used for more than 2 to 3 weeks. In such cases, the water may have a specific taste and smell due to a high concentration of zeolite and other minerals. At the same time, the water remains safe and beneficial. Completion of operation and preparation for transportation of the WAW water mobile system. To stop the system, simply turn off the pump power by pressing the button. The indicator on the button should turn off. To switch the system into transport mode, close the valves for clean and wastewater. Disconnect the clean and wastewater hoses. Disconnect the water supply hose. To disconnect the hoses, press the movable part of the plastic fitting toward the connector. Hold it in this position and pull the hose out. Place the hoses into the bag. Disconnect the connection cable from the system unit and the battery, or disconnect the power supply from the system and the socket if operating from 220 volts, and place all components into the bag. For long-distance transportation, it is recommended to remove the inlet adapter and plastic fittings with valves. Close the remaining openings with special plugs and a nut from the repair kit. The plugs are removed in the same way as the hoses. Press the movable part of the fitting, hold it, and pull out the plug. The system is now ready for transportation and can be carried by 1 or 2 people. Maintenance of the WAW water mobile system. During operation in extreme conditions, the following maintenance must be performed. Every 3 months, replace water purification cartridges. 20-micron polypropylene cartridge, carbon cartridge, 1-micron polypropylene cartridge, zeolite, cartridge filling. The system includes 2 such sets, rescheduled for up to 9 months of operation without additional supply. Every 9 months, replace water treatment cartridges, AICRO, gas trap, ionizing cartridge, zeolite, cartridge. Every 1.5 to 2 years, replace the osmotic membrane. After using the included cartridges, replacements can be ordered from the manufacturer using the contacts provided on the website or in the technical documentation. Replacement intervals may vary depending on water quality and usage intensity. To replace the 20-micron polypropylene cartridge, the carbon cartridge, the 1-micron polypropylene cartridge, and the zeolite cartridge filling, it is necessary to remove the cover from the right side of the system unit. To do this, unscrew the 3 screws located at the top of the cover. Unscrew the transparent housing of the second filter and replace the zeolite filling using the special wrench from the repair kit. To replace the zeolite filling, remove the mesh cartridge located inside. Remove its cap and perform the replacement. It is recommended to clean the housing itself and the walls of the internal cartridge from impurities. This can be done using the brush from the repair kit. Replace the 3 filter elements in the order of their installation, namely 20-micron polypropylene cartridge, carbon cartridge, 1-micron polypropylene cartridge. To remove a cartridge, disconnect the inlet and outlet water tubes from it. Press the movable part of the plastic fitting toward the connector. While holding it in this position, pull the tube out from both sides and remove the cartridge. To install a new cartridge, first attach plastic fittings to both of its ends. Use PTFE tape during installation. Install the cartridge in place. Pay attention to the arrows indicating the correct direction of water flow. This will help you install each of the 3 cartridges correctly. Replacement of the pre-filters is complete. Close the cover and place the unit back into its working position. Start the system according to the previously described procedure and wait until 2 to 3 liters of water have been discharged. This is necessary to flush the system and ensure there are no leaks at the connection points. The system is now ready for operation again. To replace the ionizing cartridge and the AICRO gas trap, remove the cover from the left side of the system unit. Unscrew the 3 screws located at the top of the cover. The ionizing cartridge and the gas trap can be replaced in any order. To remove a cartridge, disconnect the inlet and outlet tubes. Press the movable part of the plastic fitting toward the connector, pull the tube out from both sides, and remove the cartridge. To install a new cartridge, first attach plastic fittings to both ends. Use PTFE tape. Note that the AICRO gas trap has an arrow indicating the correct direction of water flow. This will help you install it correctly. The ionizing cartridge does not have a flow direction arrow and can be installed in any orientation. Install the cartridges in place. Replacement is complete. Start the system and, following the previously described procedure, wait until 2 to 3 liters of water have been discharged. This is necessary to flush the system and ensure there are no leaks. Close the cover and return the unit to its working position. The system is now ready for operation again. To replace the membrane, remove the cover from the left side of the system unit. Unscrew the 3 screws located at the top of the cover. Disconnect the membrane cartridge by removing the inlet tube and the 2 outlet tubes. Unscrew the membrane housing cap using the special wrench included in the maintenance kit. Remove the membrane from the housing and install a new one. In case of heavy contamination, additional tools such as pliers may be required to remove the membrane. For correct installation of the new membrane, make sure the sealing rings are positioned on the side of the housing cap. Close the housing cap and reinstall the cartridge. Reconnect the inlet and outlet tubes in the same sequence. Replacement is complete. Start the system and follow the previously described procedure, waiting until 2 to 3 liters of water have been discharged. This is necessary to flush the system and ensure there are no leaks at the connection points. Close the cover and return the unit to its working position. The system is now ready for operation again. Charging the power storage device. It can be charged both during system operation and separately. If charging during system operation, that is, when the power storage device is connected to the system, insert the charger connector into a free port on the control panel of the power storage device and connect it to a 220-volt power supply. To charge separately from the system, connect the charger to any port on the device's control panel and plug it into a 220-volt power supply. The device charges automatically and does not require disconnection from the 220-volt network after a full charge, as the charging unit turns on and off automatically as needed. This is indicated on the indicators. The charge level can be viewed on the display. To do this, press the button located on the control panel next to the screen. Possible issues and troubleshooting. If you notice water leaking from the fittings, try disconnecting and reconnecting the tube at the leaking point. If the leak does not stop, replace the fitting with a new one from the maintenance kit. Be sure to use PTFE tape. The output water flows too slowly or does not flow at all. Clean the primary filter and the mesh cartridge with zeolite filling. Use the brush from the maintenance kit and clean water. If water still does not flow, replace the pre-filters. 20-micron polypropylene cartridge. Carbon cartridge. 1-micron polypropylene cartridge. If water still does not flow, replace the membrane. Purified water has a white tint during first use. or after replacing zeolite. Drain the first 2 to 3 liters of drinking water to rinse the new zeolite. Water has taste and odor. The system has not been used for a long time, which led to water stagnation in the pre-filters and increased mineral concentration. It is necessary to flush the system. To do this, add 50 milliliters of the disinfectant Dizakva Analyte, included in the system kit, to the water that will be supplied to the system. Then pass approximately 5 to 6 liters of this mixture through the system. The system is now flushed, disinfected, and ready for operation again.